Hello friends! Yesterday I was at Staples Business Depot, but before that I was at one of Edmonton's 4 eco-stations, the Strathcona location. And if you're not from Edmonton, there are almost every municipality nowadays has at least one eco-station or recycling depot where you could take things and sort them and learn a lot more information about waste management and recycling and just how much we can put in recycling systems rather than landfills. And I spoke to Andy there yesterday and he gave me so much information, my first lesson in waste management for the municipality, at least for Edmonton's municipality. And one of the great things that's up and coming for this community is that they're launching, they already did a pilot program, and they're launching soon to be within a year or so, city-wide composting program again for Edmonton. So that is exciting. I'm like over the moon that the city is going composting again. They're getting it done. Get her done. So I got it done yesterday with my recycling. Also, like taking things to reuse centers. So if you go to your city's website, they'll have the eco stations, the waste management information, and if they have any reuse centers. So Edmonton has some reuse centers as well as their eco stations. That's where you take items that can be reused and loved some more by a new person or family, and you drop it off for free and people take it for free. So just free exchange, you know, you might see something you like when you're dropping stuff off, you take it home, and it's wonderful. Free exchange is the best way to go. I like to donate items that will be received freely. So instead of donating to thrift stores, I mostly, unless it's for a really good cause, and I take all that into consideration, but I do mostly donate to homeless shelters and domestic abuse shelters and places where the people who will receive it will not be charged anything for it. And so I did some of those donations yesterday as well, and I didn't even know that Edmonton had some city reuse stations that are free exchange like that. So that is really cool that I learned that. And you can go to the website to find out this information. I just dropped the pamphlet, but it's like so much that we can recycle, that we could take to eco stations, and then it lists, well, what would we put in our garbage, and or donate or upcycle, right? I'm putting so much less in the garbage. As you know, my garbage is reduced a lot, and I edited this because I did have reduce at the top, but I changed reduce to refuse because the number one way we reduce waste is we refuse to buy more stuff. Just refusal. And Andy reminded me of that yesterday, so thank you, Andy. I changed that word there. And that's just it. I have been buying less stuff. I've been, like, I don't replace things just because it's the newest thing and oh my gosh, I need to have this and I'm going to help the big greedy corporations make more money because I'm going to spend my hard-earned money on the newest electronic or the brand name clothes or whatever. That's ridiculous in my mind. So I refuse to buy new, like 99% of the time, and then repairing things that are broken. So I have this laptop that I bought in 2009 and it still has Windows 7 operating system and all that, and that's what I use. And if I can repair it for less than it is to buy a new laptop, I'm gonna repair it. And I also know if, like, at some point my old girl, she's 11-year-old old laptop now, at some point I may need to recycle her, but that's like the final straw. Like, that's like at the end of the list of things that I will choose to do with her. I would never throw her into a landfill because I know I can recycle her at an eco station or at a Staples Business Depot, and probably other places to recycle electronics when they can't be repaired anymore. So refusing to buy stuff new, repairing stuff that can be repaired, and then reusing. So those reuse centers, or giving things away that will be reused by someone who needs it more than you. If I'm not using something, why keep it in a closet or in storage? To me, that doesn't make any sense when it could be used by someone else. I give it away. And then when I need something, I find people often are like, hey, like I somehow like attract these people into my life who are like, hey, I'm not using this anymore, could you use it? And I'm like, yeah, you know. So free exchange is the way that I do like a lot of my shopping. And aside from that, it's just thrifting and getting amazing deals on clothing and any little household items. Like, it's so simple. And all that money I'm saving, I get to go on more trips, road trips, and like, or even just like a trip locally where I get to go on a little adventure, like the trampoline park, the indoor trampoline park. I went there a couple times recently. There's clip and climb park really close to where I live, where I could go like indoor rock climbing on the walls, and just like fun and experiencing different things, and dining out with friends, and of course zero waste dining out with friends. So we dine in and we enjoy the atmosphere, and we enjoy the food and each other's company. And I bring my reusable straws and everything in case they're needed at different restaurants. And it's so simple. So simple once it's ingrained from repetition. It's just developing new habits, developing a new lifestyle, and learning about this stuff. So Andy gave me like all this information, and you could go to any local eco station or recycling station in your area, maybe call ahead to book a tour, and our waste management people are happy to give us tours and educate us on proper waste management, because they want us to know what bins to put things in and where to drop stuff off, so we're not dumping stuff in forests or alleyways or rivers. That doesn't make sense. We want to have a beautiful earth for billions of years to come, right? I know I do. For whoever's here after me, I want to keep it clean and teach others how they may keep it clean as well while they're here. And so we can teach kids, like I'm a big kid who's learning all this stuff, which is great. Through, you know, my own research and contacts and going to these places and talking to these people and getting the information. And I'll post some photos below of some of the many things we can take to eco stations. And also, like, this eco station at Strathcona anyways, they have like free paint that's like barely used paint, sealed in their cans, that you could take for free. You know, drop some stuff off. Oh, you want to repaint a room? Oh, that's a nice color. You got your free paint for the bedroom. Or they also do some eco paint recycling through, I believe he said it was Rona. And so if you look for eco paint at Rona or other places, and ask, is this recycled paint? Because there's like a process to recycle it as well, where you can get discounted paint that's been through a recycling process. So you're saving that way by not purchasing new, newly manufactured paint or newly manufactured anything as much as possible, because we want to refuse the new and reuse what we already have. That is the #1 way to increase cleanliness on our planet, is refuse the new and reuse everything. So refusing those new one-time use items and having reusable coffee cup every time. And every time I make that eco-conscious choice with each choice I make throughout each day, the planet is cleaner. And the more of us who choose to make eco-conscious choices like this and go to eco centers and recycle And well, recycle being number 6 on the list. But yes, recycle definitely, rather than garbage, right? So if we are refusing, repairing, reusing, upcycling, composting, if not with our municipality, with a small, just our neighbor, I compost with my neighbor. You could compost with a few neighbors, have a small community garden. And then if there's anything left over, find a way to recycle it. If there's no way it can be upcycled or reused, which often it can be, or repaired, but if it can't be, then looking at how it can be recycled. And waste management programs are looking at how to find more vendors all the time. And see, the vendors are the people that our eco stations send this recycling out to. So yesterday I learned that eco stations and recycling as a whole is a business, and that to recycle you need companies, the vendors, who agree to take those recyclable goods and go put them through the process of how to recycle them. Because everything that's recycled has its own process, and some processes to recycle things are more expensive, and so it's harder to find vendors to recycle some things. And right now, something that is very expensive and hardly ever recycled is hard plastic. So soft plastics, more vendors will take that at this time, from what I learned yesterday, but hard plastics are rarely ever making it to a vendor who's going to put the cost in to recycle it. So we keep hearing that plastic is one of the number one offenders, as well as styrofoam, in recycling, that often it's not getting recycled. So that's where refuse comes back into play. We just refuse to buy products that are not only newly manufactured, but also are that hard plastic that will likely, well, unless, let's hope that it will get recycled at some point, right? It's just a matter of time when our brilliant engineers and all of us come together to find more ways to recycle these things that have already been manufactured. But we, as individuals, do get to choose what is being manufactured. It's supply and demand. So if we do not demand these things and we refuse to buy them, we refuse to buy the latest phone every time it comes out, we refuse to buy the latest television and all the latest other technology as soon as it comes out, then we're saying to the corporations that we're happy with what we have. We have enough stuff, and we can stop mass producing and overproducing all these things, because we're not mass consumers anymore. We're not being the over-consuming people we once were. And that's how we bring change to the world, for the planet as a whole, to help sustain a planet and an atmosphere that is more healthy and will have more longevity. And so thank you all for listening. I do wish I could have had Andy on here yesterday. There's HR, political reasons why he can't be videotaped. So he just graciously gave me a tour, which I am very thankful for. And I'll post those photos of the eco station below. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to ask. And I will see you soon. All right. Love ya. Bye.